Start with I want to hear a poem.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear a poem about struggle, a poem about someone's evolution. I want to hear a poem about a revolution. I want to hear a poem about a scuffle, someone's moment of failure. Someone's I want to hear someone's savior. I want to hear about a friend, a poem about two enemies, a poem about someone's end. I want to hear about some life remedies.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear a poem that reflects my feelings. I want to hear a poem that I can relate to. I want a poem about something to strive for. I want a poem that speaks to me like that. I want to hear a long journey poem. I want to hear a poem.
I want to hear a poem that speaks of struggles and atrocities. I want to hear a poem that shows us why people hurt and suffer every day. I want to hear a poem that reminds us every day of race, crimes, war, deaths, and all the things humanity should never forget. But I want to hear a poem that provides hope. I want to hear a poem that, no matter how bad life may be, it remembers the good in people's hearts, minds, and souls, believes in the chance of a better tomorrow. I want to hear a poem that's balanced, a poem that's realistic.
I don't ask much in a poem from you. I just ask that it be true, without filters, with some thought. I just ask that your poem be true. I just ask that your poem be you.
I want to hear a poem about your potential. I want to see you prove your ground. Many may look like they can't do much but can do billions. I want to see that girl bake a beautiful wedding cake even though she doesn't talk much. All you have to do is believe in yourself and not doubt it. We all have instincts for a reason. They tell us that we believe may not be right at first. It's not until the end we figure out they were right.
I want to know a poem. I want to know other perspectives than what we see on TV. I want to know more than love sonnets. Give me an authentic poem that brings up the good and the bad.
I want to hear a poem that speaks to me louder than the voices in my head. I want to hear a poem that makes me feel a connection with the deep, deeper than the void I found in myself that I can't find a way to fill, filling and drilling its shadow into my consciousness so far down that I can feel it around me in my sleep. I want to hear a poem about the things I can't figure out how to say out loud but are echoing in my head.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear about a poem about the injustices in America. I want to hear a poem about why the innocents are being killed. I want to hear a poem about why the go teachers get to walk away. I want to hear a poem about why we're being treated so differently. I want to hear a poem what makes us so different besides the color of our skin.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear about you. Tell me what makes you who you are. I want to hear about your motivations and where you go on vacations. I want to hear something that excites me, like the sea or a Christmas tree. I want to hear about you and what you've gone through. I want to hear about your motivations and what gets you going. Give me something to look for. Give me a tour. I want to hear about what you have in store.
I want to hear a poem about your mom. I want to hear a poem about your dad. I want to hear a poem about you. I want to hear a poem about how you struggled.
I want to hear a poem and expect something real, to tell the truth with no fear, to have confidence and to be real. I want you to be yourself and to break your shell.
I want to hear a poem about love. I want to hear a poem about fear. I want to hear a poem about you. I want to hear a poem about losing something. I want to hear a poem about letting go. I want to hear a poem about truth.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear about the beauty in your eyes. Feel the warmth of your skin. I never want to hear the goodbyes from your mouth and see the next of our kin. I want to hear a poem about our lives, and here I do, and see you become my wife.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear a poem about life. I want to hear a poem about learning. I want to hear a poem of passion. And I want to hear a poem of darkness.
I want to hear a poem. I want to hear a poem about something I didn't know. I want to learn something about something. Or I want to hear a poem about something about you. I want to learn a poem about something that I've never seen before. I want to learn a poem about positivity, and I want to hear a poem about bettering yourself.
I want to hear a poem about police brutality, people being shot dead in the streets, left without a voice, silenced by a bullet, and no such consequences for the officer.
He was your role model, taught you how to play sports, gave you your athletic ability, the one you looked up to, made some bad decisions, came home late, only saw him on weekends really, was angry a lot, wasn't sure if he was the right role model for you, created lots of problems in your life, felt he didn't love you, not liking him for all the bad things he said, not caring much about spending time with him, but then started to forgive for some of the things he did. Started to feel fine spending time, but wasn't enough time. He moved away before enough time was spent.
I want to see the world. I want to see places I've never been before. I want to see what it's like to be excited. I want to see the waves crash at night. I want to see what it's like without me. I want to see a world without me.
I want to hear a poem. One where there's no black or white, but an endless palette of colors where all those different colors are celebrated.
I want to hear a poem about school. I wanted to hear if someone's day was cool. I want to hear what they had for lunch, who they hate, or who they like. I want to hear about school.
I want to hear a poem straight from the heart, composed carefully straight from the start. Whether it's falling in love or falling apart. I want to hear a poem that the lines are so sharp that it cuts me in real life like it's from a glass shard. I want a poem that gets my heart beating fast. I want a poem that can change anything at the drop of a hat. Like a cat to a rat or a kid to a brat. From thin to fat, from peace to combat. I want to hear a poem that can give me all that and more.
I want to hear a poem about sports. I want to hear a poem that's not too long, but short. I want to hear a poem about a friend. Possibly a poem that'll never end. Oh wait, it did.